In fact, it only took a moment to do that. I shouldn't have stopped the video. Oh, I've just lost that, gone to the wrong app. Right, okay. So there you go, it's opened. And you'll notice there's a sort of a few artifacts here we're going to work around. The first thing is it thinks there's 3 channels now, even though there's actually only 2 channels. So it thinks this is a channel, but actually that was what was time. This is the raw signal, and this is the events that have already been detected. So we're going to use a trick to use this application to go through and allow us to verify every single one of these events has been detected completely correctly. Here has been correctly corrected. Right, okay, so first thing we're going to do is maximize that window, and then I'm actually going to maximize the whole lot there. Right, okay, we go up here, top left on the menu bar, sorry, analysis, detect events. Now, quite often when you do detect events, you have the window is a bug with the program. The window doesn't quite fit full screen. So if you just switch between record and detect a couple of times, I think that's got it nailed now anyway. Between view view recording and detect events. Okay, we've got it all on screen. That was just a little Windows bug, nothing to do with what we're actually proposing to do right here. Right, okay, so at the moment you can see that what we have in the top window is the raw signal, and the bottom is the differential of the raw signal. But we don't want any of that for the moment. We want to go up here and choose channel 2. Now again, what we've got now is in the top column, the top window here, we've got those events already detected, and in the bottom we've got the we've got the events we've already detected in the top, and on the bottom we've got a differential of that. It's just the top row differentiated. So now we're going to detect events using rate of rise on the events we've already detected, because at the moment all we're trying to do is recreate what we already have. We're just trying to recreate what we already have. So we set a threshold for the rise time here at about halfway up that curve, and we make sure we've got the whole file at the top. Make sure that we've got the whole file we're going to do. So we've got rate of rise there, dead time of 100 milliseconds, that's fine, so we don't get too many events. But this method, it will be fine anyway. And then we go ahead and hit detect events. So that's detected all the events we have now in there. So, but coming back to here, we want to now see the detected events alongside, you'll see where I'm going with this if you just follow exactly what I'm saying, alongside the raw data, which is in channel 1. So there we go, that's the raw data in channel 1, and then the detected events down below there. If you look at the very bottom right here, you can see that you can change the window width as necessary, but 1 or 2 seconds is usually is fine for this to get a good picture of what you're doing. Okay, so now we're going to review those events. So in the top left, we've just detected the events. We're now going to review the events. So something that will make it easier as we go through and do that is if we go to the bottom right, and we'll change at the bottom right, we'll change that to 50%. You may or may not find out why that is later. Actually, I prefer this at 2 seconds rather than 4 seconds. Right, now we're going to go through and systematically review these events. The first event, the cursor, because we're on the first event, and it's got 128 in there, so it shouldn't take too long. The first event is marked with a green, and the point of the event in the raw signal is marked with a green, and below that we've got the red, where the event is actually marked. So these are basically the events that were already in that file. So it might be that this thing is perfect and we don't need to make any changes, in which case I'll have to find another one and send you another video. Okay, so now go up to the top left and up there above. So the blue is showing you below where the actual pointer is. The pointer is top left. Going to click through, each of these events, click through, each of these events, making sure, as you can see, that the green line is perfectly picking out an event so that the event is correct. Now, as I step through, we've got 128 of these to go through. You don't want to do it automatically, otherwise you'll just miss something and the whole thing will have been a waste of time. But we're looking for, are there any missed events or are there any false events? This is a nice clean signal, so I wouldn't be surprised if the whole file is completely perfect. In fact, I think you or somebody else may have already corrected them using the Python script already. So I'm going through. It looks like, disappointingly, there aren't any errors in here. If that's the case, I'll pause the recording and I'll get another one and I'll show you what to do. So that file is completely perfect. We verified that using this very easy to use, well, relatively easy to use program. So I'm going to stop the recording now and I'm going to find one of these files which has actually got an error in it so that I can show you how to correct the error.